Hi, I'm Dani.
And I'm Si. Welcome to Business in the Brew, a podcast dedicated to all things business with the occasional cuppa.
We take a business story, theory, or something we just want to chat about and give it a dusting of our own special personality and sense of humour, combined with our experience and knowledge. We're both business graduates and have run our own businesses for many years. We can't wait for you to listen. I curveballed you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You're going to curveball me on this, aren't you? I've seen the title of your notes.
My counterfeit booze trade. Yeah, but you can't. You probably haven't seen the subheading because it's quite small.
No, I haven't.
The dark underbelly of the drinks industry. I've always wanted to use that phrase.
Wow.
So.
Come
I
on.
don't. Okay.
Yeah.
You're in a bar.
Yeah.
You order a famous grouse.
Famous grouse.
Yeah. Would you be doing that? Well, let's pretend.
If I was desperate, yeah.
The bartender pours it, and you drink it, and it tastes fine.
Yep.
But what if I told you that according to the World Health Organization, approximately 1 in 5 bottles of spirits consumed globally is either counterfeit, adulterated, or illicitly produced? 1 in 5.
Oh, God.
So the amount of alcohol we put away in random pubs, the likelihood is at some point we have consumed alcohol that is either counterfeit, adulterated, or illicitly produced, based on that statistic.
So are we supposed to trust the big brands that they have a supply chain that probably won't involve that? Or are we supposed to then think it's going to be all the little independents who are looking at any way to shave the costs?
Well, let's go through it and then we'll decide.
Okay.
So there are There are statistics, like in 2012, 19 people died in the Czech Republic from methanol poisoning and fake vodka. I don't drink vodka, so I feel like I'm vaguely safe. And in India, dozens of people die every year from bootleg spirits laced with industrial strength alcohol.
Oh
yeah.
God. Right.
The HMRC estimates that the UK loses more than £1 billion a year to alcohol fraud.
Okay.
That is a lot of money.
Wow.
And it's obviously a lot more prevalent and a lot closer to you than you think. You know that weird stat that you're never more than 6 feet away from a rat?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. You're never more than 6 feet away from counterfeit booze.
Right,
I made that stat up. That's not a real thing.
I know you did. And that's a rat that drinks that booze as well.
Exactly.
So that's a bit of a troubling statistic right there, because that then puts it kind of alongside things like fake cigarettes.
Yes.
Right.
But I didn't realise it was as prevalent. Like, you go into a bar and you see a bottle of, I don't know, for me, Malibu. Mm-hmm. You just assume that's Malibu.
Yep.
I wouldn't even question it if it was in the correct bottle.
You would know.
I'd know fake.
It were fake.
Yeah, because the faker they are, the more they taste like butter. Can't bear it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. Would I know if it was watered? Probably not in the 3rd or 4th round. No. The first one, yeah, probably. But then sometimes you get watery mixer.
Right.
It's not like drinking a straight whiskey. Mm-hmm. You're not necessarily going to get all the taste. Anyway, so alcohol counterfeiting and fraud operates across several categories. So there are 4 that I've got, or that I've researched, if you like. Yeah. So number 1 is illicit production. Mm-hmm. So it's like moonshine, homebrew sold illegally, unregulated stills. Tends to be where the health risks are more acute because uncontrolled fermentation distillation can produce methanol alongside the ethanol.
Right.
And that's what will kill you.
Yeah.
The second is duty evasion, so legitimately produced alcohol transported and sold without paying the excise duty. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest category in the UK by volume, dominated by beer and spirits. Third is counterfeiting, so fake labels on real or fake spirit, or legitimate bottles refilled with cheaper product.
Oh, yeah.
My friend once did that at their home bar, so this is not a commercial story. He took my Malibu bottle and filled it with fake Malibu and assumed I wouldn't notice. I did notice, dear reader. 1 sip in, I was like, what is this? It's Malibu. It came out of the Malibu bottle. It is not Malibu, I can promise you that. Just disgusting behaviour. Yeah. As if I wouldn't know it was cheaper. I don't care if it was cheaper.
Thinking that you somehow might let that one go,
Yeah, no. I was never letting that go. I'm not letting it go now publicly on a podcast. And 4th is adulteration. So legitimate product diluted with water or inferior product, and in the worst cases contaminated with methanol or other chemicals.
God grief. Right.
None of which sound great.
No.
I mean, the duty evasion, that's the one that affects me as a consumer less, because, I'm not the one collecting the duty. Right. My drink is still my drink.
Yeah. But
the other 3, illicit production, counterfeiting, and adulteration, all of those could have a significant impact. So I'll just go through a couple of the key things. So methanol. What is it and why is it a problem? So ethanol is what makes an alcoholic drink alcoholic. That's what gets us pissed. Methanol is a related compound, similar enough to be produced in small quantities during fermentation, and it's always present in trace amounts, but to the point where it's harmless, but toxic in larger doses.
Yeah.
So in a controlled, legitimate distillation, methanol is eliminated in the foreshot, so they kind of cream it off the top, if you like.
Got it, yeah.
The first fraction of liquid that comes off the still, which a skilled distiller discards. In illegal or uncontrolled stills, this separation doesn't happen reliably. It might, but equally it might not.
Well, that's the stuff that makes you blind, isn't it?
Pretty much,
if it affects you immediately, it's gonna destroy the optic nerve, isn't it? Because it is the most sensitive.
And it refers to it as methanol poisoning causes headaches, nausea, visual disturbances.
Yeah.
So it's like bathtub
It's
gin.
like your optic nerve is. It's almost like a. It's like a fuse wire. So your circuit surges. That fuse wire blows.
Ooh,
basically, that's
God,
it.
that sounds horrible.
One of my parents' friends, Marc in France, and Jenny.
Sorry, go back.
Marc and Jenny.
Marc.
Yeah. Both French,
right.
And they lived in a little farmhouse that was at I think it was her parents' farmhouse, but her dad had been found in the well, face down. So they're unsure as to whether he put himself in the well or if he slipped and fell. But he was blind, and he'd been blind because he was making eau de vie, which is a distillate. Yeah, and I think he'd been making that from apple juice. Yeah. Rather than grapes, so basically cider, and then boiling off the alcohol and producing that. But he made himself blind, and then ultimately, looks like horrible accident.
Fell in a well, or decided he couldn't live blind.
Yeah,
that's not nice.
No, I'm not saying that would happen to anyone that destroys your optic nerve, but it's just how volatile.
That's not like you're going to be a bit sick.
Yeah.
Or it's, I don't know, you're going to get your stomach pumped. This is
but
permanent
you've heard
blindness
the
or
expression,
death.
Oh, that stuff will send you blind.
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah.
So, if you want to know how it works, the body metabolizes methanol into formaldehyde and formic acid, which are the actual bits that are toxic, not the methanol itself. The treatment is counterintuitive. Ethanol is actually used as an antidote.
Is it?
Yeah, so if you ever accidentally drink methanol, drink a lot of ethanol.
So that's basically hair of the dog right there.
Maybe that's where it comes from. God, can you imagine? You're already feeling half blind and you've got to down like a litre of vodka. No, thank you.
And another expression, blind drunk. Yeah,
blind
that's
drunk.
it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure that comes from
insane. It's part of cultural parlance,
lexicon.
Yeah.
So the Czech Republic thing. Back to that. So in September and October 2012, a wave of methanol poisoning swept through the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Poland. The source was traced to illicitly produced spirits that had been sold through small shops, restaurants, markets at below market prices. And the Czech government took emergency measures banning all spirit sales above 20% ABV for several weeks to try and clear the pipeline.
This kind of then makes you question. You know where you can get fake vapes, fake cigarettes, drugs and stuff from
and
like
cheap vodka.
Those horrible little vape shops and whatnot that basically sell everything. That would be the place I would not want to buy any booze from.
No, when it comes to buying alcohol, go to a reputable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then, anyway, it basically sort of devastated the legitimate hospitality industry because people lost all faith in what they were drinking. And by the end of the crisis, 19 people had died.
Yeah, that's amazing.
In the Czech Republic, over 30 across the region, with dozens more hospitalised with visual damage. They'd used industrial methanol, widely available and cheap, to bulk up production.
That's just a lack of education.
Yes, it is.
Really. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like methanol. It's kind
of
of
similar. There was a massive explosion. A whole bunch of people were killed a few years ago. It's probably about 10 years ago. And they were making vodka. And the entire unit and a tank full of something like 200,000 gallons or litres of ethanol exploded.
Because it's highly explosive, isn't it? Yeah, very. I'd read about duty evasion, but I feel like I don't really care whether HMRC get their money. But I'll tell you anyway.
Okay, go on.
A common route of duty evasion involved beer or spirits produced legitimately in low-duty EU countries, or before Brexit, simply transported across borders without proper documentation, brought into the UK without duty being paid. The product looks identical to legitimate products because it is, but it's not had the duty paid on it. And my heart really bleeds. It really does.
Yeah, what are the limitations for bringing wines, beers, spirits into the UK?
You do it more than I do, I don't know.
Yeah. I think you can bring, is it 3 litres of spirits? But you can bring something like 27 litres of wine.
Yeah, they don't mention wine at all. They only talk about beer and spirits.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of questionable winos.
I bet there is. But just because it doesn't taste good doesn't make it doesn't make it a problem.
It's basically Ribena with a bit of alcohol.
Tasty. Fake Scotch is a £1 billion global problem, which I didn't realise.
Wow, that's surprising.
So, Scotch whisky is one of the UK's most valuable exports. I did not know that.
Yeah, I had a feeling I knew that. That's actually not just because of Scotland, but because almost every region is producing whisky.
Yeah, so it's worth over £6 billion in export value annually and sold in 180 countries. But it's also one of the most counterfeited products in the world. The Asian market, particularly China, India and Southeast Asia, was flooded with fake Scotch.
So they're counterfeiting the well-known brands?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not coming up with a me
So the bottles tend to look authentic,
Yeah.
the labels pass a cursory inspection, but the contents range from very cheap grain spirit to genuinely dangerous adulterated product. The Scotch Whisky Association employs a team of investigators and works with law enforcement agencies around the world.
Yeah,
They found
quite powerful.
fake Chivas Regal in warehouses in China, fake Johnny Walker in markets in Vietnam, and convincingly packaged fake single malts in European grey markets. It's a very sophisticated thing because they do use sophisticated labels, genuine bottles recollected from bars.
And it's getting more sophisticated. It will only get more sophisticated.
And if you're one of those people who drinks things like Scotch because you think you should, not because you genuinely enjoy it, you're not going to know the difference. The counterfeit industry has prompted significant technological investment from legitimate producers. I still don't think this is actually going to solve the problem. So Diageo make things like Johnny Walker, Guinness, Tanqueray Gin, has invested in QR code systems embedded in labels that link the product to product authentication. Yeah. Pernod Ricard uses similar technology. Some premium spirit producers have introduced near-field communication chips in bottle closures.
Interesting. Yes, I've seen these appearing. Yeah.
So tap your phone to the cap and the chip communicates with a Pernod server to confirm its authenticity, which is interesting. Blockchain provenance tracking is being trialled by several producers, recording every step of production, transport and sale in an immutable ledger. But to a degree, you have to be caring about the provenance of the thing you're about to drink in order for any of this to be useful. Is
really important. That you've got to care about the provenance. Yeah.
You know, if you're a little pub owner and you've been absolutely under the cosh of costs arising and everything, and you're offered a case of something cheaper, it is a bit of a dilemma. And then is the actual Bob from your village going to give a toss?
Yeah, it certainly could be a dilemma, depending. Yeah, I mean, people resort to desperate measures, don't they?
Yeah. Interestingly, as premium craft beer has grown in value and cultural cachet, a newer form of counterfeiting is emerging: fake craft.
Fake craft ale?
This is the first time during this you've actually looked horrified. You're not worried about the Scotch. You're not worried about dying from methanol poisoning. I just said they're counterfeiting fake craft, and you went, oh my God!
Is nothing sacred?
Not my craft! It takes several forms. So at the simpler end, cheap lager in unlabelled kegs is sold as local craft venues that don't ask questions, so you could legitimately be drinking a pint of Carling. And at the more sophisticated end, fake labels on genuine cans purporting to be limited edition, exclusive releases from sought-after breweries. In the US, where some craft brewers releases command extraordinary prices on secondary markets, there have been documented cases of counterfeiting, and in the UK the market is less developed but growing. Any beer that commands a significant premium and has a distinctive copyable label, everything's copyable, is a potential target. So nothing is sacred.
That surprised me. I knew about fake whiskey.
Because that's been going on for years.
Yeah. I knew about fake vodka. Yeah.
Definitely been going on for years.
Kind of assumed that would then cross over into other kinds of spirits as well.
But yeah, they're on your territory.
But ale.
I know. I'm sorry.
And that's the thing. Yeah, that argument about craft ale not really being craft, you know. Back to the
story. That's a different conversation entirely,
we've already done a recording of that.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Craft is such a...
It's a grey area.
It is a very grey area. Yeah. But I do think sticking mainstream cheap lager in a bottle and calling it craft, that's definitely counterfeiting.
Oh, it is. And that's someone that doesn't understand the consumer.
Oh, you're going to get all high-minded about how how your tastes are so well
they're going to buy anything. I just stick this on it because it is a fashionable word to use. And
but, okay, you've been to a beer festival before.
Yeah.
Or one or two. Or
a couple. Yeah.
A few, yeah. There must have been, of all the beers you tried during the day, one you didn't like.
Oh, yeah, there's lots.
Yeah.
In fact, most of them I don't like. There's a few that I do.
You'll just write it off as, well, that one I just didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're pushing a counterfeit craft beer, someone's going to like it and someone's not going to like it, but it's still going to get sold. It's still going to get drunk. You just write it off as something you don't enjoy rather than, oh my God, they must have put Carling in that craft keg.
Although, yeah. I mean, I went to one last week and it was 8, I think, local breweries. All of them are highly visible local breweries, all doing their own thing. Yeah. If you go into a nameless, faceless so-called beer festival where people are just banging out any old pap, then which actually is calling something a beer festival, it actually isn't.
Yeah.
Then, well, I mean, just expect maybe that's going to happen there, but. You know, if you're going to be naming the breweries are actually...
Yeah, that is a little bit... I'm just trying to give an example.
But that means anyone could set themselves up as a brewery and just buy in that without having to actually lift a finger on any brewing.
Yeah. Be in there, opening a can of Carling and pouring them into a keg.
That's like the dark kitchens phenomenon.
Yeah.
You know, stuff's being made in a warehouse. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. There are so many cases. I mean, I've done booze because, well, we both like booze. But there are so many cases of food and drink fraud. Do you know what one of the most fraudulent products in the food industry is?
Smarties. I don't know.
I love Smarties.
Could you spot a fake one?
I wish they put the stuff back in them. No, everyone's put a nasty tasting one that isn't like the 80s.
The stuff back
the stuff in the cases that made them all tasty. Now they've got no flavour.
Oh.
Like the E numbers, that's it.
Oh yeah.
I miss the E numbers.
You love an E number.
I do, yeah.
Right.
Italian olive oil.
Oh, that's been around for a long time.
That is one of the most fraudulent products in the food industry.
I remember that from 30, 40 years ago, hearing it on the news, and it was stuff like that using mineral oil.
Yeah.
Basically using.
So in most cases it's adulterated. So in the US, we can play a guessing game. What percentage of Italian olive oil sold in the US as extra virgin is adulterated?
15%.
80.
Really?
80%.
So adulterated could be with inferior oils.
Cut with cheaper oils, including sunflower, sometimes coloured with chlorophyll to match the expected green. Producers mix low-grade oils from Spain, Greece, North Africa with small quantities of genuine and sell it under premium branding. And it's just...
That doesn't surprise me. I've noticed labelling, and there's a it's kind of a Middle Eastern supermarket I go to. They have clearly badged olive oils. Yeah, mm-hmm. They are absolutely genuine olive oils, and I know because I've bought it and I've tasted it. But they have some other stuff, and it has a different name. They don't call it olive oil. They call it it's an amalgamation of other oils,
like an oil combo, an oil party.
Yeah, pomace, which is actually a blend of different olive oils, and there's a chemical process that goes on to basically produce it, to make it. To
glue them together.
It's using chemical solvents and heat, making it unfit for human consumption until it's refined.
Oh, to be fair, not that we're talking about olive oil generally, but we are now. The regulatory complexity of classifying extra virgin olive oil is so complicated. It makes it a very easy area to target. I remember I went to New England and did an olive oil. That sounds really weird. Did an olive oil tasting. So we had little shot glasses of olive oil, and you can tell the difference.
Oh, most definitely.
When you've got really good high grade quality stuff. But I can understand why it's confusing, because it is confusing to do it. So going back to alcohol, what would you do? Can you stop it? What would you do to stop it?
To stop
counterfeit,
fraudulent spirits.
Yeah. Prime Minister.
Do you know? Yeah, I think it's education. I don't think you can stop the production of it, but you can start up and enforce education. I don't mean enforce it. Obviously, that sounds like
like time and switch, like Clockwork Orange.
It was your fault because you didn't educate yourself. Yeah, but what I mean is, yes, exactly. the education and actually making people aware that it is happening. It's happening in this area.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was so prevalent.
Yeah, but when I say that, if they know that there have been cases where fraudulent product has been sold,
like thieves operate in this area,
shut it down immediately.
Yeah,
but then tell everyone else locally, beware, there's fraudulent goods being sold in stores around this area.
Yeah,
I mean that. I wouldn't end it overnight, but it might at least make people say,
you'll never stop it entirely.
Okay, I'm going to go and buy my fruit from here. They can't counterfeit fruit, so and then anything else, I'm just going to buy from a reputable source.
You should
until that source becomes reputable.
Yeah, don't.
Maybe that starts to bring up the quality.
Yes, because people are refusing the counterfeit options.
Yeah.
Or only drink Malibu, because I promise you now, fake Malibu is so obvious.
Mm.
So if we all just drank Malibu...
Is that a flavour you never forget?
I love that flavour. If we all drink Malibu, not only will it be in every pub, because I have a problem with that not being in every pub.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be everywhere, because it's all we drink. Mm-hmm. It'll all be real.
Yeah, when you
I've
say
solved
we...
the problem. You look, right. The number of times you've gone to the bar and brought me a Malibu, come back and you've taken the top off of it, drinking it on the way back.
Yeah.
Don't claim you don't drink Malibu.
I don't mind it. Well, I used to drink it in the 80s.
Well, I was too young in the 80s, so I'm enjoying it now in the 2026s. But yeah, I'm fascinated by this. But my best part of this entire episode will be your face when I said they were starting to counterfeit craft ale. That was my favourite thing.
You're just going to have to imagine that.
Well, that's not true. We can get Dawn to find the clip of it on the thing. Your horrified craft ale production face.
There's the camera.
It's over there, yeah. So yeah, that's my story of counterfeit booze.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for supporting us by downloading and listening to this episode.
And a massive thank you also to Dawny, Emily, Nat and Lewis and the BTD Studios for all your expertise in bringing our podcasting dream to reality.
We'd love it if you commented on this episode, as we'd really like to know what you think and what you might like us to cover in future episodes.
And we'll see you on the next one.